Ranil's trick thwarts everyone else, failing talks with Patali, Gaman Pila to join Sajith. Is Sumanthiran the common opposition candidate? NPP's next move to include films and corruption exposures.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
Ranil's trick thwarts everyone else. Rumours of holding snap general elections after dissolving parliament have now taken wings. SLPP founder Basil Rajapaksa still insists Ranil Wickremesinghe should do likewise. He asked so even at their meeting last week. However, the president is yet to finalise a decision. The SLPP and even those close to him cannot understand what he is up to. This is causing worries for business bosses too, with several of them warning Ranil the situation could worsen without a proper answer by him. On the 15th, Ranil answered all. At the opening of a judicial complex in Theldania, he said thus: The president observed that some individuals claim that talks with the IMF are unsuccessful, while others are predicting a dissolution of parliament. When they make these types of statements, the stock market faces a downturn on the following day. Then they purchase the shares, Ranil said, intimating that he knew a link between political instability and economic rackets, as well as those who profit from it. So, a president who knows that much lets the matter to drag on. Is it his game plan, or is it his way of doing things? Many cause trouble with him, due to this uncertainty that surrounds him. Anyway, knowing the importance of the presidential polls this time, he may be using everything at his disposal to play the game to his advantage. Failing talks with Patali, Gaman Pila to join Sajith. In the meantime, Ranil is going to introduce an economic reawakening bill to the House. He aims to win over SJB and other opposition MPs to his side, according to last weekend's Anida newspaper. The bill will be a roadmap on how the economy should be until the year 2048 and the changes needed in the law and economy. He also intends to present the true picture of the talks with the IMF in a bid to obtain support from SJB MPs. His goal is to create divisions in that party and get up to 15 of its MPs to join him once the presidential polls are announced. For his part, opposition leader Sajith Premadasa continues at strengthening the hold on his MPs. As part of such efforts, he plans to get the support of several popular political outsiders as a morale booster for supporters and friends. Also, he is at talks with Dayasiri Jayasekara, Roshan Ranasinghe and several MPs in the Nimal Lanza faction in an attempt to expand his alliance. By now he has come to understand that an unfriendly and distant Sarath Fonseca is his advantage. A young Muslim MP insisted to him that he get another Sinhala Buddhist leader into his fold and hand him the Maharagama electorate. So, General Secretary Ranjith Madhuma Bandara took Patali Ranawaka to Sajith some days ago with the hope of getting him to fill the void created by Fonseca. But the talks have been a failure. Some other young MPs sent Sajith a feeler about Udaya Gamanpila instead of Patali. He advised them not to be concerned because a person who is equal to Fonseca will soon be with them. Accordingly, on Friday morning, Sajith announced that former Army Commander Mahesh Senanayaka S. joined the SJB. This retired general is a controversial political figure too. Many are trying to patronise Sajith these days because latest opinion polls place him ahead of others. Even foreign diplomats are trying to obtain a dinner date from him. Nevertheless, the Indian High Commissioner hosted Sajith and his senior advisor Lakshman Fonseca to dinner recently. Although the specifics are not known, a senior SJB MP told us that India gave them a green light. So Sajith is not lagging behind and using all the tactics to play the game and end up the winner. But rather than introducing and promoting figures, importance should be given to a practical programme for the country that is acceptable to the people. Is Sumanthiran the common opposition candidate? The SLPP is launching its election campaign on the 26th from Kalawewa. From then on, it hopes to conduct the campaign at electoral level. But Its bosses are concerned about what to do if a presidential election is called first. Both Basil and Namal are undecided, whether to support President Wickremesinghe or to field entrepreneur Damika Pereira. After Basil told Damika some months ago that they hope to field him if Ranil is out, that one has been feeding hundreds of millions for party work. But he still says he will not contest if Ranil does. He told his business cronies that with Sajith leading as per his sources, both Ranil and the SLPP will end up losers if they contest separately. He said he cannot take that risk. He even went to see former President Gotabaya Rajapaksa to ask for his advice. Without providing a definite answer, Gotabaya only told him to work with both Basil and Ranil. Meanwhile, ITAC MP M.A. Sumanthiran said he would consider if an opposition that is representative of all the people asks him to be the common candidate. He ruled out ever becoming a candidate of the Tamils only when he answered queries raised over a call made by EPRLF leader Suresh Premachandran. Addressing the media in Jaffna, Sumanthiran said he disagreed with the proposal for a Tamil candidate to show to the world that they have their own aspirations. With TNA Chief R. Sampanthan advising against a hurried decision, he said the ITAC Central Committee would meet and take a decision. NPP's next move to include films and corruption exposures. Political circles talk about a stagnating national people's power since its May Day celebrations. From that party, the news is that it is going to make a big move very soon. Its intention is a major anti-corruption drive against the government. It will be carried out by a team of lawyers led by President's Counsel Upul Kumaraparuma. They are going to expose the very recent fraud and corruption incidents of the present cabinet and officials. The target is a handful of ministers who cling on to Ranil. Also, the NPP is planning an island-wide protest campaign for rights of the working class. At the same time, art and cultural events are on the cards to attract new support. Some say the film My Red Comrade, due to be screened from tomorrow, is part of that. After a lapse of around 20 years, Sudath Mahadivulwewa is directing this film, based on true events that took place during the 1988-89 period. Also coming up is Rani, the life story of Dr. Manurani Saravanamuttu, the mother of the slain journalist Richard de Zoysa. Its director is Ashoka Hadagama. Both directors reject claims their films are targeted at the presidential polls. No words are needed to describe how intense this election is going to be. All try to get to that presidency chair and then claim power of government. But leaders who were nowhere to be seen when people were dying in queues 2 years ago are in the forefront of the race. People's decision is the answer to their troubles. That's it for today.